as far as the Legito signature goes, they are going to be making some enhancements to it. It's perfectly usable right now as it is, and I use it. You just have to know there's certain things you have to know. Like, for instance, the date, when you drag a date on there, the date automatically formats in European format because Legito is actually a European company. And so that's the default date there. We have asked them to provide a way where we can default all of the dates to US. So what happens in Legito Sign, you drag a date onto there, then you have to click on the date and actually go up and say, okay, I want this in US format. If you forget to do that, your clients are going to sign and they'll enter the date, but the date's going to display in European format, which means that somebody who signs a document on February 3rd, it's going to look like they signed it on March 2nd. So that can get a little confusing to people.
Yeah. So
especially when it's only set, when you're looking at it on February 10th and all of a sudden it looks like it was,
Yeah. So that's every date, single date of them, or in one form if I choose US format.
It's only in Legito signature. When you're using Legito Sign. So you would have to set each date. I mean, depending on, most of the time you only have a date next to the person's signature. So, and you might have two buyers or two sellers or a buyer and a seller. So you'd have to update both of those dates, the format on both of those dates. And like I said, I can certainly walk through that on here. So yeah, I can share my screen and then, show you how all of that works.
Perfect.
So let me share this screen. Okay, and you should be able to see my screen here where I'm just in, let me go to the dashboard. Okay, and so in the dashboard, like I said, up at the top, you have managed documents, but there used to be managed signatures up here. You no longer have a managed signatures because that was what was allowing you to see all documents that were out waiting for electronic signatures. But how that works now is if you scroll down to, you have your templates first, right? And transaction templates, inquiry and miscellaneous templates, but then below that you have ready for signature. So you have a widget down here where you can see, what's been sent out for signature, what needs to be signed. Okay. And it's only going to include your documents. It's not going to include anybody else's. So that should alleviate, that alleviates the problem you were having previously. So in terms of, go ahead.
So I'm sorry. When I create the document, before it was an option to assign to somebody to sign and things, is going to be same again, right? Just go there and do the signature, choose the signature, it just go automatically to the signature part, right?
Right. So let's say I have this purchase agreement right here. And actually, let me go into edit mode. So I have an asset purchase agreement. It's in draft mode. Now, if I'm in an office where the broker needs to approve it, then I've shared it. I can share it with my managing broker, okay, by just typing somebody in, right? Like if I was going to send it to Rick Rail, assuming he's in here. Maybe some people are only in here by their email address, but I know Matt Coletta is in here. So if I wanted to send it to Matt Coletta for approval or something like that, I could share it with him, right? Now, once a managing broker has approved it, they're going to change this from draft to be approved. Now, if you're a solo practitioner or your broker doesn't want to have to approve all of these documents for you, you don't have to wait until something's approved. You can automatically just say, okay, I'm done with my draft. I've looked at it. let's go here and do a print preview. And so, you've looked at it online or you've downloaded it and looked at it. And so you're satisfied with how it looks. So you say, okay, now I want to set it up for signature. So to set it up for signature, you go over here to draft and change it to e-signature. When you change it to e-signature, this, instead of saying download, now says start signing. And so at this point, you can click on start signing. And it's going to have you set up all three of them with signatures. Right now, even though they're a document set, and even though it combines them together into one PDF when you download it, for whatever reason, it doesn't have the ability to do that for signing purposes. So you have to set them up to be signed, each one, at the moment. And like I said, we've requested a lot of enhancements to Legito Sign, which they will be coming out with next year. And we're not the only ones. I mean, PricewaterhouseCoopers uses this, LexisNexis uses this. And so there's a lot of large corporations that are using Legito that have also requested enhancements to Legito Sign. So you can see that it fills in some of the recipients. Now, I'm going to get rid of, well, it won't let me remove these. So I'll have to take a look at what these are in the template and why they're adding that. But let me go into another one. The other problem with this is test data. So I might have some things that are just missing right now. But let's see if we go with the agency disclosure, and that's doing the same thing, giving me 5 and 6 emails. So, we can put in
so we can add more people here, more than people have the signature on it, so we can have more people to even review, not sign, just for review or receive.
No, when you add a recipient, it's for signing purposes. Okay. So
when we send a document to the broker for review, and of course the broker has an option to edit the document, of course, do we have an option to edit it at that point also?
Yeah, you can edit the document all the way up until you send it out for signature.
Okay.
And once you send it out for signature, then you shouldn't be editing. You shouldn't send it out for signature until you're sure that it's ready to go.
Yeah.
Right?
So the broker can edit it too, right?
If you give them the ability to, yes. When you share it, you can tell them whether you're sharing it to view.
East Gladys.
Okay.
You can tell it whether you're sharing it in view mode or in edit mode. Okay.
Okay.
So I have these. So at this point, all right. So you can see that until I filled in these other things, the send button was disabled, but now it'll let me send. So this is a little misleading because you're not really sending yet. All this is doing is giving you the ability to now set it up for the signatures. Okay, so I click on send, it's going to go in, present me with another screen. And I can tell you this is very slow when I'm running Zoom and screen share. It takes a while to pop this up, so I apologize for the delay. It's usually not that slow. Okay, so you can see here that it's automatically started populating some things. So you've got Sam Roberts, Sadie Roberts. So that's why it had the other blank, because it didn't have an email for Sadie. Bob Baker, Barbara Baker. So we've got all of those. Then it's got a signature line for me as well. Now, like I said, there's not placeholders currently for the date. However, you could drag a date over here. So, okay, I want a date. you can see up here where it's in day, month, year. So you click down on this and say, okay, I want this month, day, year, American style, American version, right? Then you go to Sadie, same thing. You can drag the date over here and just make sure that you change it. All right. So once you're done with all of that, you also want to go up here. Start signing is actually going to send it. So you don't want to do that yet. The arrow next to start signing, you're going to drop that down, and now you can do a customized message. Okay. So you can give it whatever title, documents for signature, or you can say what it is. In this case, it's a disclosure. And, hi all. Please review and sign the disclosure. Okay.
Is there an option for being in order also? Can we put an order?
You can. That was on the prior screen where it could tell it, where it asked if, okay, when we were filling in the email addresses and the people, and it had those 5 listed, you can tell it to do in sequence and then arrange the sequence that you want. Okay. So once you put in your message and you save it, then at that point, as soon as you click start signing, it's going to send it out for signature. And you're going to be done. You're going to be done with it. Okay. And I don't want to send this just because the email addresses that I have that are made up for Bob Baker and Sam Roberts might be valid email addresses to somebody. And so I don't want to send this. But anyhow, so that's how you do it. That's how Legito Sign works. And like I said, it's a little clunky. I mean, think about it. So over here, if we look at it, there's no initials, right? So let's say we were on a form where initials are required, or we wanted initials at the bottom of every page. The only way you can do that is you have to bring a text box over, for their initials. And so on like the purchase agreement, where it has you initial on every page, that's what you're doing. You're bringing a text box over and they're initialing on that. They're typing in their initials as opposed to just dragging it. The system already knows who they are, it had their name and email address already, but nonetheless. So that's one of the things we've requested initials. We've requested that the date automatically be American or US format. We've also requested placeholders so that we can, in the form template itself, like when it gave us this form, this disclosure, the signature was already in here, right? Those are because we have placeholders in the other template. So what we want to be able to do is bring this form up, the signature, the date, all of that would already be in here based on placeholders. And all you have to do is look at it and make sure it's correct and then go ahead and send it. Okay.